If you don't have enemies, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, you're a loser. If you don't intimidate anyone, stir up any level of rivalry, competition, jealousy, envy, or just their pure malevolence. Conflicts our enemies are inevitable. It all happens so fast, unexpected, unfairly, stressful, and confusing. In the battlefield, chaos reigns. Only the knowledgeable, experienced, and tough-minded can keep full control of themselves and others and make decisive decisions to maneuver the events of the battle. With most opponents these days, if you expect any understanding or demonstration of honor or honorable behavior, or think a coward will fight alone, or engage fairly in such feuds, you will get hurt and defeated, especially when your enemy is invisible. These are nothing but few lessons learned the hard way that need to be shared for the hope of saving at least another innocent. I'm you, and this is my story. There are many factors to be considered in formulating and executing your strategies, whether to protect yourself or retaliate effectively, such as the power, intelligence, and cunning of your enemies, and are subject related, their gender, and sexuality. Yes, it matters and it makes a lot of difference. There are mental and physical differences between men and women, a fact that can't just be ignored or erased. Each is governed by archaic biological and psychological systems that have always imposed certain expectations. Still, in its essence, or our modern understanding, what is man and male, and what is woman and female? Of all the new gender labels nowadays, all nonetheless still fall under one spectrum. This spectrum breaks down for two genders, male and female, each oscillating between straight, bisexual, and gay, from masculine to feminine. Example: a straight feminine woman shows some behavioral differences compared to a gay masculine woman. Never judge by appearances. Having male parts or body doesn't mean you're dealing with a man, always. And having female parts or body doesn't mean you're dealing with a woman. It's not always the case, but one way to look at it, these are men in male bodies and women in female bodies. And those are men in female bodies and women in male bodies. You might find the following strategies used against you by whomever inclined to the masculine, including mostly, but not limited to, straight men, gay men, masculine lesbian women, masculine bisexual men and women. Physical aggression. Men and women differ in expressing their aggression. Men are more physically aggressive and forceful in pursuing their targets. In some scenarios, men will physically fight if they were stupid enough to lose control over their stature, to punch and kick like a child. Till they reach a certain age where the police are called, they learn to shift their aggression to other tactics. Physical stalking can also be a threat, unlike cyber stalking with women, for intimidation or harassment, gathering dirt, kinkiness, or just being mental. Money. Just as in seduction, men in the masculine will lure you with money, material, possessions, status, work, jobs. They will also target and attack your money. Paycheck, salary, benefits, business, bonus, project, promotions, and such money and income related matters. Hold on to your money. Be wise with your spending and saving. And always prepare for the worst case scenario. Work. Your involved boss and colleagues will target your work and your job by giving inconvenient or unfair work tasks, hours, or location, passing you out for a promotion or a benefit like overtime, intimidation or aggressive behavior, being called to the office for petty reasons, denied from even getting hired or ultimately getting fired, and other work-related penalties. Mental abilities. One of the first things they'll go to, especially when they don't have a counter-argument or don't know how to respond, is discrediting your mental abilities. You're crazy. You'll be called crazy more than a woman married to a man-child. You're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. Gaslighting. You think this about yourself and you think this about that, and all these unnecessary hater comments. Housing. Nod if you've ever had a bad roommate, neighbor, or landlord experience. They try to provoke you by messing with your stuff and living arrangement. Property issues, sale, lease renewal, taking your stuff, touching, displacing, consuming, breaking them, making noise, skipping chores, not cleaning, disrespecting privacy limits, stalking as well, as we mentioned earlier. You might find the following strategies used against you by whomever inclined to the feminine, including mostly but not limited to straight women, lesbian women, feminine gay men, feminine bisexual men and women. Emotional aggression. This is where female aggression lies. They're more verbally aggressive. Women are more influenced by emotions, so they'll use against you what works with them. They will target your feelings, emotions, and insecurities through provoking, insults, manipulation, gossip, trash talk, backstabbing, spreading a rumor, secret or private info, passive-aggressive behavior, betrayals, bullying, threats, alliances, inciting people against you. However, the underdeveloped are more likely to lose control over their emotions quicker, something you should consider using to your advantage. Refer to the strategy section at the end of the video for more. Provoking. They go around and around, poking and nibbling at you, trying to provoke you till you break and give them that reaction they so deviously seek, to make that mistake that they will use against you and beat you with it to collapse. Insults. Another way to get that reaction from you is by projecting their pain and true self onto you, is by insults. By saying hurtful things about your look, color, weight, height, and other physical attributes, ethnicity, nationality, religion, sexual orientation, social or economic circumstances, and such. They stoop to insult so you would feel hurt and insecure, then retaliate idiotically and chase desperately. If they see that you got angry or defensive, they'll get worse. You'll only signal to them that this weapon is successful against you, and they'll keep using it. Reputation. Reputation destruction. Their top and favorite weapon. I cannot stress enough how important your reputation is. It's how the world views, respects, and values you. That's why they target it with such ferocity. Make sure you don't leave any evidence or testimony that can be used against you. any sensitive information or material, such as inappropriate text, emails, or photos, or an impulsive emotional reaction or decision. While they're trying to destroy your reputation, if you fail to guard it, or contrariwise, don't damage theirs cleverly, you'll end up ruining your own. If you succeed in not giving them the reaction or mistake and pass this scheme successfully with self-control, they'll end up ruining their own reputation. Sex. Just as in seduction, women and the feminine will lure you with sex, even though men think about sex more. If you're attracted to women, the seduction is through sexy looks, clothing, voice, gestures, behavior. The hint of easily available, attainable sex. When you believe you'll get that easy, good sex, you start chasing. Now you're on the hook, like a fish, struggling with your remaining power. Meanwhile, you feel comfortable enough to send private messages, photos, a deep pic, or your physical presence in the wrong place, all of which will be speared at you soon after. Superman is the man who can control his penis, control your sexual desires, uphold your power. Physical aggression. Women are slightly more physically aggressive in intimate relationships. However, the consequences are more dire and recognizable when physically powerful men hit them. They're more physically vulnerable because of their size and delicacy that they make up for in cunning and emotional intelligence. Material. Money and material possessions are important to everyone, thus targeted by everyone. The term gold digger needs no introduction. How many got their personal drama reach their workplace, affecting their income? A pained lover turned bitter might seek to break your car or TV. Incitement. It's much easier and more common for women to gather allies against you because they focus more on relationships, unlike with men who are more interested in things. They would assemble allies with common hatred towards you, unite, set up a command and communications network, misuse the power of their numbers and positions, and collectively use the mentioned weapons against you. Digging holes. They would give you some space with a certain plot in place, acting like I'm your friend. So you would feel safe doing something wrong, like saying something bad about someone they'll later tell, stealing something they placed so conveniently for you to steal, leave work early thinking you're unnoticed, send an electronic message with inappropriate material, recording or broadcasting the conversation, offer you food they can mock you for eating later, and so on. If you can see through these holes they dug for you to fall in to ruin you professionally and dodge them successfully, they'll end up falling in the same holes they so diligently prepared for you. Playing the victim. Guilt trips and playing the victim are so common and as old as humanity. They manipulate you by making you feel guilty and responsible to behave or take an action to their advantage. Also, once they get trapped close to defeat, the usual final card pulled is playing the victim. Distress as the poor, innocent, helpless little girl or old woman struggling to survive the big monster. The same monster that was just minding his or her business and just living before she attacked. This doesn't always apply to everyone, of course, but still a good number, whether they're the attacker or the attacked, of any gender or sexuality. Know how your gender and sexuality affects the others, how to deal with each cleverly, and who is prone more to attack and betrayal. Calmness is the key to winning. Keep calm, control yourself, remain objective. Don't let your imagination, emotions, insecurity, and anxiety run amok. Revealing your insecurities or pursuing a petty vengeance will only show weakness, not confidence. Zoom out, look at the big picture with long-term vision. You'll find out that they actually benefited you as they made you better while losing something valuable. When they try to harm you, if you ignore them with the weapon of contempt and deflect their attacks with intelligence, they always end up harming themselves and destroying themselves by themselves. Stand aside and let guilt and public opinion get them. In many cases, this place is only a station in life for you, but for them, it's final destination. Public opinion matters. Have faith in other people. People are not stupid. They can see through the jealousy and envy behind the trash talk. When anyone speaks badly about an ex-employer in an interview or an ex in a relationship, that only reflects badly on them. You are a representation of the filter that you see the world from and how you project your own truth on it. Give them some hope. Don't close all doors. If they get desperate, they become rashly dangerous, even suicidal. The bitterness, resentment, jealousy, and envy become too much to bear. At that point, they're willing to hurt themselves to hurt you. Happy people don't mind others being happy. These people are miserable, and they don't know how to handle their pain, so they take it out on you. Knowing that you exist, being yourself and living your life only adds more to their suffering. Don't get fooled by their nice demeanor and innocent act. They're like snakes. They'll slip smoothly and bite you from the back when you least expect it. They'll always stoop lower than you would expect. That's why many have won before, while trying to force you to stoop to their level and be like them. Keeping all that aside, in any battlefield, all other enemies are secondary, and you remain your number one enemy.